you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it, so let's take it back a little bit. All of the important documents from history that have our rights on them are written in cursive. That's why they stopped teaching it. Why is math so damn complicated? So we can't help them. Why are the teachers so damn young? Because the old ones know they're teaching a bunch of malarkey. Why don't they bring books home anymore? So we don't see what they're learning. Back in 2012, Obama had a $350 million deal with Pearson Publishing to rewrite Common Core. Don't believe stuff like that happens? We all know this man did not discover America, but it's what they teach our kids. Why would they cover all that up? Because it's not pretty. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, but he was also a slave owner, just as many of the other leaders were. They were also Democrats. This is a flyer from the 1868 Democratic National Convention, Speaker General N.B. Forrest. That's this guy. First Grand Wizard of the KKK. And this is what campaign posters look like, because the black congressmen were Republicans.
They're gonna put you all back in chains.
You hearing me yet? Let's take it back to Abe. Good old Abe. Think Emancipation Proclamation. He was the one that freed the slaves. He was a Republican. That's considered the 13th Amendment, which had unanimous Republican support and most Democrats opposed. Then you have the KKK, that was founded in 1865. Oddly enough, the year Lincoln was assassinated. 14th Amendment, which gave due process and equal protection to all races, passed with 100% of Democrats voting no in House and Senate. And the 15th Amendment, that said you could vote regardless of your race, passed with 98% Republican support and 97% Democrat opposition. Now, all of the Democrats opposed the Civil Rights Act of 1875. In 1918, this man introduced the anti-lynching bill. He was a Republican, and it got passed by the House, but it got rejected by the Democrats in a filibuster. In 1922, 1923, and 1924. In 1924, Calvin Coolidge, Republican president, passed laws giving Native Americans the right to vote. And he was able to give those Native Americans the right to vote because he defeated the Democratic Party, which was supported by the KKK, and a major source of power within the party. Dwight D. Eisenhower, 34th president, was a Republican.
Give us, we pray, the power to discern clearly right from wrong, and allow all our words and actions to be governed thereby and by the laws of this land. Especially we pray that our concern shall be for all the people, regardless of station, race, or calling. May cooperation be permitted and be the mutual aim of those who, under the concepts of our Constitution, hold to differing political faith.
He's the one that's responsible for desegregation in schools and Brown versus Board of Education, even though it was fought by southern states and senators like Harry Byrd. A Democrat from West Virginia says he has 4 kids, but they don't list him. It says here he's the son of Governor Harry Flood Byrd, father of Private, and Private, but he's the brother of Richard E. Byrd Sr. That's this man, father of Private, and Private. But if you dig, you'll see that he's the father of Rear Admiral Richard Evelyn Byrd Jr. That would be this man, who wrote this in 1944. And the Democratic Party voted him into Senate in some form or fashion for 21 years. In 1957, Eisenhower ordered the 101st Airborne Division to escort the children past all the protesters since the Democratic governor had called in the Arkansas National Guard to keep them from getting into public school. So we'll move on to this handsome fella, JFK. He was a Democrat, but he represented both houses, and he named Lyndon B. Johnson his official running mate. Looks like he did some pretty good things. Before him, most blacks voted Republican. He won 70-30 over Nixon, created the Committee on Equal Employment Opportunity in 1961. Seems like he was doing good things. And we all know what happened to him, but why's she climbing out the back like that?
Then? So you can't see right here? Bam, see? But you can't see right here. One more time. Boom, see what you can't see. Now watch. Watch. Bruh. At 311, watch the driver. Look at the driver. Ready? What the fuck was that, bruh? Nah, bro. Nah, look. Look at him. Turn around. Boom. And he flies back. And she panics and tries to go out the back because it happened from the front, bro. But on this one, you...
And after he was assassinated, his vice president, Lyndon B. Johnson, took over. He was a Democrat from Texas. He blocked civil rights laws and didn't sign the manifesto, but promised to continue Kennedy's civil rights ideas. And here's a court document from 1964 that claims he was a former Klan member. Johnson took office just hours after Kennedy was assassinated on Air Force One. There wasn't a Bible, so they used a Roman Catholic missal, which had been in Kennedy's desk, for him to swear in on. He played a key role in helping the civil rights movement win victories, but it says that his support was purely partisan. And he is known for this comment. Air Force One steward Robert McMillan said it was strictly a political ploy for the Democratic Party. He was phony from the word go. He also appointed NAACP lawyer Thurgood Marshall the first African-American Supreme Court justice, which you'd think would be a good thing, but there were two candidates, and the one he chose was more dark-skinned. So somebody asked him why he didn't choose the light-skinned one, and he said, this. And because these things are hearsay, here's the sources. In a book written by his chauffeur, he told of this story. I'll let y'all pause it and read it. I'm not going to repeat this ignorant crap. I showed you that because Google lies. He's known for stealing the election for U.S. Senate in 1948, and his partner in crime, Abe Fortas, is the only Supreme Court justice who have ever resigned over corruption charges. 87 votes out of almost 1 million. He had 200 patently fraudulent ballots reported 6 days after the election. Everybody knew he lost, but he still was in office. So he went back to his original mission of trying to kill the Civil Rights Act of 1957, and he called in Strom Thurmond, also a Democrat, been in Congress for a long time, just like that guy. He's the one that conducted the longest filibuster in history for the Civil Rights Act of 1957. He did not want segregation to end, and he did not want African Americans to have the right to vote. He was preceded and succeeded by Robert Byrd from 1995 to 2001. Remember, he's the former Kleagle of the KKK and was in Senate for 21 years.